Part 232. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2311. The current old Gentoo is completely strange. I'm not your apprentice. Xiao Liyulai said proudly with her mouth raised. The old Gentoo was immediately disappointed. Such a good face, it's a pity. 5-star sanctuary. It seems that the energy outside has been digested. Little Liyulai, how do you feel? Fang Fan squinted his eyes, and then looked around Xiao Liyulai's body. The worry on his face was beyond words. I'm fine, I'm fine. Fang Fan, is there something wrong with my body? How could I be promoted so quickly? While talking, Xiao Liyulai tilted her head and asked Fang Fan. In fact, Fang Fan was also very puzzled by this question. But it just can't be solved. It can only be said that there are some predictions. Because you are my little slave girl. My little slave girl enjoys some special treatment, shouldn't she? Fang Fan touched Xiao Liyulai's head, and while talking, the pampering expression on his face became more and more. Then he nodded silently, and his thoughts gradually emptied. Snored. Don't talk nonsense. Who is your little slave girl? Xiao Liyulai's ears turned crimson in an instant, and she refused, but she acted very quickly, holding Fang Fan's arm firmly and never wanting to let go. The good cabbage has been crushed by pigs. Why? People's hearts are not old. The old Gentoo on the side was talking, and then sighed resolutely. Your name is, Little Liyulai. Are you sure you don't think about my suggestion just now? It's very cool to be my apprentice. No one in the academy will dare to offend you in the future. At that time, you will be the big sister in the academy. There are any cultivation resources you want, and they are fully guaranteed along the way. Old Gentoo obviously still didn't give up, and then he was still yelling. Amidst his rambling yelling, Fang Fan directly dragged Xiao Liyulai and rushed out. If you listen to it any more, you will really be nagged to death. Seeing that the three divine pets and Xiao Liyulai have all skyrocketed after being promoted, Fang Fan couldn't help but look forward to the scene where he survived the thunder disaster in the sanctuary. At that time, he will also use a sanctuary thunder tribulation exemption card. Will he be able to directly upgrade his cultivation to a 5-star sanctuary or even a 6-star sanctuary? By that time, a group of heroes will be able to directly break into the 8-star or even 9-star sanctuary realm. Thinking of this, the look of hope on Fang Fan's face inexplicably increased. This is a perfect time. Fang Fan rubbed his hands. All kinds of thoughts exploded in his mind. Fang Fan thought to himself, and then took out another phoenix leg and started to chew on it. It contains extremely rich energy. Before, Xiao Liyulai ushered in the sanctuary thunder tribulation because she ate a lot of high-energy ingredients, and then stepped out in one step and was promoted to the 5-star sanctuary. Fang Fan wondered if he could take this path again. The taste of this food is very good, and there is a lot of energy, but after these energy enters his body, it is like a stone entering the sea, and there is no wave at all. Fang Fan sighed silently. It seems that there is still a long way to go before he crosses the thunder tribulation in the sanctuary. Fang Fan and Xiao Liyulai returned all the way, and soon came to building number 1 in the yellow level area. Now Fang Fan and Xiao Liyulai are living in building number 1. At the door, Manda, the third-level instructor of Guangming Academy who was in charge of the dormitory building in the yellow level area, was still dealing with some things. After seeing Fang Fan, he hurriedly came up to him with a smile. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2312. Student Fang Fan, you're back. Are you still used to living? Do you need to buy some more furniture? Oh, by the way, have you received the little gift I prepared for you last time? I heard that student Fang Fan is highly valued by the deputy palace master, and his future is boundless. I hope to take care of him in the future. While talking, Manda, the third-level tutor of Guangming Academy, kept nodding and bowing. During the conversation, the smile on his face was vividly displayed, and all kinds of gestures were completely revealed. Fang Fan casually said hello and went upstairs, so good at talking. When I came to the teleportation circle on the first floor, I met another acquaintance. Brother Fang Fan. Brother Gisha. The person who came was Gisha, the apprentice of the Blood Venerable in the Fallen Palace in the Fallen Sanctuary who had placed Fang Fan before. While Gisha was speaking, he glanced at Fang Fan and Xiao Liyulai, and then showed a playful expression on his face. Brother Fang Fan is really a man of temperament. However, we still need to pay attention to these things. The red flag at home does not fall, and the colorful flags flutter outside is the right thing. While talking, Gisha quickly hinted with a blink of an eye. Fang Fan really didn't understand it at first, and it wasn't until the last sentence that he suddenly understood. Why does this guy have so many messy thoughts? The meaning of this is to let Fang Fan pay attention, and don't let Mirongyu discover Xiao Liyulai. After all, the blessing of Chiron is not so easy to enjoy. Mirongyu is still a first-level tutor in the academy, and there is a saint-level existence. If this is really done, the problem will be really big. Guisha thought that Fang Fan was under the firm control of Mirongyu, and he was enjoying soft food in all aspects. Although Fang Fan has indeed eaten hard food, but that doesn't mean anything. Isn't the status of this family obvious? Fang Fan curled his lips, complaining secretly in his heart. Don't bother Brother Gisha. Brother Gisha, you should think about how to show your face in front of the teachers for 2 days. Fang Fan curled his lips, and then secretly complained. Yes, Brother Fang Fan's lesson is, I understand everything. You know me, I've always been impeccable in my speech and gestures. Man, it's normal to have such and such thoughts. Brother Fang Fan is the only role model among men. Gisha offered a wave of flattery, and then left in a hurry. Xiao Liyulai was completely in a state of confusion at the side, she didn't understand what was being said at all. At this moment, those big watery eyes just looked at Fang Fan like this, as if hoping that Fang Fan could give an explanation. Fang Fan felt dizzy for a while, what to say about this matter. The key is that the explanation is not clear. Fine. This person just talks a lot of nonsense. Let's go up. Fang Fan rubbed his painful head, then boarded the teleportation circle and went directly to the 99th floor, ready to send Xiao Liyulai back to the dormitory to rest. Now Xiao Liyulai lives on the 99th floor of Building 1 in the Huang-level dormitory area, dormitory number 1. After sending Xiao Liyulai here, Fang Fan was ready to go up, and he was still thinking about making himself stronger. Don't you go in and have a cup of tea? I just brought a can of refined 100 flowers tea in the 100 flowers sanctuary, why don't you come and taste it? Xiao Liyulai suddenly lowered her head, and while talking, her eyes dodged for a while, her expression and appearance seemed very strange. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2313. Fang Fan has always felt that his willpower is very strong. I have never doubted it from the beginning to the end, after all, the confidence lies here. But now, this willpower seems to have weakened a lot, and the melons in his head are buzzing, as if something is spinning for a while. This. Not so good. Fang Fan let out a foul breath, his control is not very strong. The allocation of dormitories in this Guangming Academy is too loose. How can men and women sleep together? Isn't this an opportunity for them to make mistakes? The boys' dormitory and the girls' dormitory should be separated. What's wrong? Are you scared? Xiao Liyulai tilted her head to look at Fang Fan, with a provocative expression on her face. Fang Fan was stunned for a moment. This woman is really beautiful. That's it? That's it? Let's play with a hammer. Afraid? It's impossible to be afraid. It's just a cup of tea, what are you afraid of? Fang Fan strode in, and at a glance, the relevant layout inside looked quite kawaii. After all, she was still a girl. Although it was only an afternoon, the appearance of the bedroom had already undergone a huge change. Fang Fan nodded silently, thinking of this in his heart. The smile on his face grew more and more. Afterwards, Xiao Liyulai made Fang Fan their Beiwa Sanctuary's specialty Beiwa tea. As soon as I entered the water, a scent of flowers and tea filled the air. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes slightly, and felt an inexplicable sense of relaxation all over his body. Fang Fan lay on the reclining chair, picked up the cup on the table, and sipped it lightly. His teeth were fragrant. This is life. It's so boring to fight and kill. This time is comfortable and extremely satisfying. Fang Fan exhaled, and suddenly felt two tender little hands helping to knead the stiff shoulders. That strength is just right. Fang Fan took a deep breath, and his whole body felt more and more relaxed, and his whole body gradually became more comfortable and relaxed. A little below, yes, press that position more. Little Liyulai, who did you learn this technique from? It's perfect. It looks professional. Fang Fan lay on the recliner, looking extremely happy. Fang Fan, let's go to bed. Liyulai suddenly leaned into Fang Fan's ear and said this. Fang Fan woke up instantly, and at this moment, there was a wave of energy all over his body that couldn't be released. Those dragon liver and phoenix gallbladder Suanwu soups ate and drank too much, so it was inevitable that they were a little bit vain. Under normal circumstances, it would be over after a while, but now I really can't hold back. But Fang Fan still has the most basic sense. This is not very good. Is this going too fast? We still have to pay attention to step by step. You're a good girl, I can't hurt you. Fang Fan was deeply moved, it was too hard to suppress. What are you talking about? Why can't I understand? I'll let you go to bed, and I'll step on your back. Otherwise, if you keep pinching with your hands, the effect will not be exerted. Xiao Liyulai blinked and said with a confused face. Seeing Xiao Liyulai's innocent appearance, Fang Fan blushed subconsciously. It turned out that he was thinking too much. This wave after wave is so beautiful. He can't help himself. When she came to the bed, Xiao Liyulai lay on Fang Fan's body first, gave a whole body massage, and then stepped on Fang Fan's back with her soft little feet. All kinds of strengths were properly controlled. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2314. Don't talk nonsense. I still use this healing card. Otherwise you will be in pain for a long time. Fang Fan looked at Xiao Liyulai like this, and felt a little bit unbearable in his heart. He is not the kind of shameless and despicable person. It is enough to have friendship with each other. If it hurts the body, it is really unnecessary. I'm really fine. That's fine. Just let me lean on you like this, it's so warm. Xiao Liyulai babbled and fell asleep soon. When I woke up the next day, everything looked the best again. Fang Fan squinted his eyes, and there were bursts of light flickering in the eyes. All kinds of thoughts gathered here, and the feeling suddenly became deeper. I spent a few days in the dormitory with Xiao Liyulai, and 3 days passed in the blink of an eye. These 3 days are a little time for the freshmen to adapt to the Guangming Academy. Once the time is up, they will naturally enter the academy to study. Today is the first meeting between the freshmen and the tutors from the 4 colleges. It can be regarded as a ceremony for freshmen, and it is also the key to deciding whether to stay in the college. The God of War Academy, the Priest Academy, the Refining Academy, and the Research Academy. The 4 colleges have their own strengths, but it is clear that the relevant rankings are relatively orderly. The God of War Academy is the strongest, followed by the Academy of Priests, and the Academy of Refining is third. As for the Academy of Research, it is basically a place for retirement. As a student of the Inner Palace, the greatest privilege is that you can choose a school at will, and that school can't refuse. As for the remaining foreign students, it is different. They do not have such privileges. After they choose a college, they need the consent of the corresponding college. If the college you choose thinks you are a waste, there is no such privilege. If it is necessary for training, then you can only choose another academy. If it is too useless, it is very likely that the God of War Academy, the Priest Academy, and the Refining Academy will all reject it. At that time, the only choice is to enter the Research Academy. The entry barrier for the Research Institute is low, and they directly take over the inferior students that other institutes don't want. The general situation is there. Brother Fang Fan. I haven't seen you for a few days, your face is full of red. It seems that the past few days have not been idle. Gui Sha, a practitioner of Fallen World Sanctuary and Fallen World Palace, walked forward with a smile. While talking, he couldn't help but cast a glance at Lu Li beside Fang Fan. Originally, I wanted to take a glance at the meaning and then look away, as long as the meaning is in place, but after taking a look, Gisha's eyeballs couldn't move at all. How is it possible? Am I dazzled? Hiss. Gisha swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and said in shock. Brother Gui, take it easy, it's too embarrassing. No matter how beautiful she is, she's still someone else's woman. Can we show some face? Brother Gui, can it be done? A few familiar cultivators of the Fallen World Palace standing beside Gui Sha looked at Gui Sha's appearance as a brother pig, and their heads were covered with black lines. This is so embarrassing. It's like I haven't seen a woman in 180 years. As for this? Shut up. You guys know shit. Gisha swears directly, and then focuses his attention on Fang Fan. Brother Fang Fan, this Miss Li Yulai next to you has been promoted to the 5-star sanctuary? Or, higher? I can't see through. I remember that when she was on the podium, she was the ultimate quasi-sage. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2315. Gui Sha folded his hands together in front of him, and while talking, his complexion involuntarily became gloomy. As he spoke, veins popped out on his forehead, and he was in a trance. This feeling is too real. Right now, my head is buzzing, as if it is about to spin rapidly. It's only been 3 days, only 3 days. Promoted directly from the top quasi-sage to the 5-star sanctuary? Even higher. From Gui Sha's point of view, he is a 4-star sanctuary, and those with a higher level of cultivation are 5-star sanctuaries or even higher levels. Gisha sized up Fang Fan again, and then breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, you are still at the peak quasi-sacred realm, otherwise I will die of inferiority. When you were in the quasi-sacred realm, you could beat the 4-star sanctuary realm Brahma Palace who had awakened the blood of a demigod. If you were promoted to the sanctuary realm, would there be room for us to show off? Call. Brother Fang Fan, don't get promoted. Being friends with you is really stressful. Gui Sha spoke seriously. Fang Fan almost lost his breath. Can this F***ck be called a friend? Why don't I play palace lock tricks? Also engaged in envy, jealousy, and hatred? By the way, brother Fang Fan, you haven't said how Miss Li Yulai got promoted? Isn't the road to promotion too fast? Seeing that Fang Fan was silent, Goisha continued to ask excitedly. If you don't figure out this problem, you will keep thinking about these things in your mind, and you won't be able to get through this matter at all. It is absolutely impossible for this next thing to have a good development. I don't know how fast it is. At that time, I just took her to the third floor of the school cafeteria for a meal. Then, she broke through. Fang Fan shrugged and said very calmly. School cafeteria, third floor. Hiss. There are all the top ingredients. I heard that it takes 1,000 or 800 credits to order a few dishes casually, and a meal worth tens of millions of star cores will be gone. Brother Fang Fan is extravagant. By the way, brother Fang Fan, what kind of dishes did you eat at that time? I'll record it, and I'll try it later. Could it be that there are some natural treasures contained in these ingredients? So after Miss Li Yulai eats it, her cultivation will suddenly increase. Gisha rubbed his hands together, the excitement on his face was beyond words. Now this guy is thinking of ending the freshman ceremony quickly so that he can check it out. As for the ingredients, I don't remember. You know, I've never paid much attention to this kind of thing. Fang Fan shrugged and said very truthfully. At that time, we tried all the dishes on the third floor of the school cafeteria. Fang Fan nodded and said very truthfully. Have you tried all the dishes? Then, I'm afraid it will take tens of thousands of credits. A meal is worth hundreds of millions of star cores. Brother Fang Fan is really bold, he is even more reckless towards Miss Li Yulai, Goisha admires him so much. Gisha swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and said deeply. Now he is going to judge Fang Fan again. What is a few 100 million star cores to Brother Gisha? Brother Gisha is probably not as simple as the apprentice of Blood Venerable, right? Fang Fan glanced around Gisha, then smiled indifferently. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2316. Although Gisha has always been very easygoing in front of Fang Fan, he can't hide his temperament of being in a high position for a long time. Presumably this guy's status in the Fallen World Palace is not ordinary. Fallen World Sanctuary is a very special second-rank sanctuary, its power is much higher than that of ordinary second-rank sanctuary, and Fallen World Palace is the leading force in the Fallen World Sanctuary, its status is even higher than that of the third-rank sanctuary of the first-class firmament. The power of the top grade is even stronger. This is also a force with demigod powerhouses in charge. It is precisely because of this that the first-class Temple of the Alliance of Light is willing to spend a lot of money to win the Fallen World Palace from the Dark Camp. Being exposed by Fang Fan, Goisha shrugged, and then smiled. Actually, it's nothing, it's just a little bit of relationship with the ancestors. Gisha spoke casually, acting extremely indifferent. He didn't want to say more, so Fang Fan naturally didn't ask more. Soon they came to the Swifu Square. Looking towards the southeast from this perspective, the tower of the Swifu appeared not far away. On the high platform of Swifu Square, Fang Fan saw several familiar figures again. Among them are Shui Wanren, the deputy head of Guangming Academy, and Murong Yu. Quiet. Time is up, start counting. Shui Wanren, deputy head of Guangming Academy, let out a roar, and the audience gradually fell into silence. There are 1,000 new students from the inner palace, and 897 of them actually arrived. There are 103 people who are late. There are 15,000 new students from the foreign government, and 12,998 actually arrived, and 2,002 are late. A rather burly mentor reported directly. All students who arrive on time will be awarded 10 credits. All students who are late, 100 credits will be deducted. If you don't have enough credits, I will deduct it as a negative number. Shui Wanren, deputy head of Guangming Academy, gave a cold shout, and everyone gasped. So humming ruthless. Just being late once, the punishment is so heavy. You must know that the students from the inner palace were awarded 100 credits when they entered the school, and now they have been deducted all at once. As for the students from the foreign school who just entered the school, they owe the school 100 credits. In other words, it needs to be supplemented in the future. According to the market price, a credit is worth at least 20,000 low-grade star cores, and the 2 million low-grade star cores are gone in an instant. It's so unfair. Those students who were late were still complaining at the bottom after hearing this. Most of them are complaining about too many fines. How can it be like this? It's also our first time to come to the academy, the roads here are twists and turns, who can remember so clearly? That's right, it's not fair. How many credits can we accumulate in the school all year round? We come to the school to obtain resources and to improve our cultivation, not to work for the school for nothing. Those students from the inner palace are fine. Anyway, they were rewarded with 100 credits by the school before. What about us students from the outer palace? Let us drink the northwest wind. Damn it, I'm so upset. Don't you just want to show us off? I've offended the labor and management and dropped out of school. I'm quitting. The voice of chattering came, and there were endless complaints and complaints. It's just obvious that these weak voices are not enough to affect the decision of Shui Wanren, the deputy head of Guangming Academy. In the final analysis, these students are responsible for their own death. Who is to blame for their sloppy attitude when they are convened for the first time? As for the fact that it's the first time to come to the school and you don't know the way, that's all nonsense. Why did you go there for the first 3 days? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2317. Quiet. Since you have come to Guangming Academy, and since you want to find a way out, you shouldn't be so lazy. You can't even do the minimum punctuality, do you still think you are right? In Guangming Academy, it's not for you to enjoy. It's for you to really work hard and improve your cultivation, so that you can become a part of the Bright Camp after graduation, and fight for the Bright Camp to the end. You are surrounded by powerful enemies, you have no right to be lazy. The resources of Guangming Academy are not for those who are lazy. Come to Guangming Academy and become a member of Guangming Academy. This may be the beginning of glory, or it may be the beginning of your tragic life. As for how you decide, that's up to you to choose. I only hope that when you graduate from Guangming Academy, you can go out with dignity and confidently say that you were a member of Guangming Academy, instead of shrinking and holding back. If you are unwilling to cherish such an opportunity, you are cutting off your own future. Remember, in a school, talent cultivation is very important, but attitude is the key. If you don't even have this self-control, there is no need to waste this quota, you can choose to quit now. Opportunities in Guangming Academy will only be reserved for those who are prepared. That's all for now, I hope you can think it through yourself. The words of Shui Wanren, the deputy head of Guangming Academy, shocked everyone. Those latecomers who were originally complaining about others also shut up, not daring to talk nonsense. This old guy quite understands human nature. In this way, you are completely standing on the commanding heights of morality. It not only established prestige, but also made the students grateful. Tisk tisk tisk, interesting, Fang Fan boy, learn more. This is the real scheming. Bai Piao was talking on the side, and then sighed deeply, while speaking, the corners of his mouth raised silently, and he analyzed clearly and logically. Fang Fan thinks that he can do as he pleases, but he is much worse than Bai Piao. In public, Shui Wanren, the deputy head of the Guangming Academy, is called an old guy, and this is the only one. Brother Fang Fan, the brother next to you is really straightforward. Gisha raised his eyebrows, talked aside, and then said with deep emotion. He's just getting a little tougher. Fang Fan pouted and said. No. Brother Fang Fan is wrong, this is not a top brat, and only truly talented people can be proud of everything. In my opinion, this brother is a dragon and a phoenix among men, a leader among freshmen, not to be underestimated. Aura is lingering all over the body, extraordinary ordinary people. When you look at your words and looks, you must be a person with great achievements. I don't know what your brother's name is. Gisha flattered and slapped him, and Bai Piao immediately followed him. This guy has always been soft and hard. Normally, Fang Fan never praised him at all, so his demands in this regard have always been difficult to satisfy. Now that he met Guisha, his eyes began to shine brightly, as if seeing brothers who had been separated for 800 years. Brother Gisha, what nonsense are you talking about? Although I have the talent to ascend the clouds, it's good that we understand this kind of thing. Why? Brother Gisha still has eyesight. My name is Bai Piao, and I will recognize you as a brother from now on. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2318. Bai Piao slapped his chest until he finally met a bosom friend, so how could he easily miss it? While talking on this side, the expression changes a lot. Each of their words also express the deepest things in their hearts. Wearing thousands of clothes, flattering and not wearing, this truth is too true. For nothing. For nothing. Brother Bai Piao really lives up to his name, generous and generous. I hope Brother Bai Piao will take care of you from now on. Gisha's eyes lit up, and he nodded quickly and said. The reason why he was able to catch Bai Piao at a glance was also because he couldn't see through Bai Piao at all. Seeing that his cultivation base is extremely low, he is not even a quasi-sage. But from Guisha's point of view, how can someone who can follow Fang Fan and is so familiar with Fang Fan, even without restraint in his speech, be an easy person? This person must be pretending to be a pig and eating a tiger, and it is very likely that he is the strongest boss. Ghosts are preconceived, so naturally there will be some wrong judgments, which is not difficult to understand. The two of you start with a compliment from you, a braggadocio from me, and then a wave of business bragging, and this chain of interests is formed. Brother Bai Piao is really a master. I admire you. Brother Bai Piao can really catch the holy venerable and survive 100 moves? He, Brother Gisha, don't you believe me? I may not be good at other aspects, but when it comes to defense, who can be my opponent? Without bragging, even if that old guy on the high platform yelling at me does it himself, he can't kill me. Bai Piao's deceitful posture was displayed instantly, and the sharp light in his eyes continued to flicker as he spoke. Fang Fan almost couldn't listen anymore. Can you blow less? Now even demigod powerhouses are ignored? On the high platform, Shui Wanren, the deputy head of Guangming Academy, continued to shout. Next, I'll let you get to know the tutors of the 4 colleges. According to the rules of Guangming Academy, among the new students, only the students from the inner palace have the right to choose a tutor. As for the students from the outer palace, they need to wait for consideration before selecting a tutor. This is Gao Song, the dean of the God of War Academy and also a special tutor. This is Wu Lang, the super tutor of the God of War Academy. This is the first level tutor of the God of War Academy. This is the second level mentor of the God of War Academy. This is the super instructor of the Priest Academy. There are almost 80 instructors from the 4 colleges. Among them, the God of War Academy has the largest number of mentors, with a total of 40 people, the Priest Academy has 25 instructors, the Refining Academy has 15 instructors, and the Research Academy has the fewest, only 7. Instructors are basically second level or above instructors. According to the rules of the Academy, third-level tutors are not qualified to lead students in person. Second-level mentors are basically 6 to 8-star sanctuary realms. First-level mentors, that is, Mirangyu, are generally limited to the peak 8-star sanctuary realm, or the low-level saint realm, and some high-level ones may also be intermediate saint realm. As for super tutors, they are at least middle-level saints, and there are a lot of high-level supreme saints. Since it is to choose a mentor, all the students naturally hope to be favored by those high-level mentors. It was at this time that Fang Fan knew that Mirangyu was the first-level tutor of the God of War Academy. Fang Fan is very confused now. In the end, should I choose a more powerful super tutor, or just go to Mirangyu's hands and eat soft food? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2319. Just as Fang Fan was thinking, more than 80 instructors from the 4 colleges strode forward, and their momentum suddenly exploded. All of them are 6-star sanctuary or above. Among them, there are not a few saint-level mentors. The highest cultivation level of these cultivators present is generally 4-star sanctuary level, and the existence of 5-star sanctuary level like Xiao Liulai is already the highest cultivation level. Most of the 1000 Inner Palace students are concentrated in the 1-star and 2-star sanctuary realms, and the 3-star and 4-star sanctuary realms are already the elite of the elite. Because only the new students from the Inner Palace are eligible to participate in the process of selecting mentors, these 80 or so instructors naturally habitually suppress their aura among the 1000 students from the Inner Palace. The scene gradually fell into a shock. The existence of many 1-star and 2-star sanctuary realms simply cannot hold on. Even the Inner Palace students in the 3-star sanctuary couldn't help but twitch. That is to say, the Inner Palace students in the 4-star sanctuary are barely better, but they are still in a state of ice and fire. Now that I have entered the academy, I have to follow Shamai. Fang Fan found that all the tutors of Guangming Academy had this problem. However, this kind of momentum has no effect on crushing Du Fangfan. He is a wild god. Even if it is a virtual wild god, its aura is much stronger than these half-god mentors, so it is as immobile as a mountain, appearing very calm. Bai Piao on the side didn't know what aura was, so he was calm. As for Gisha, he is a 4-star sanctuary realm cultivation base, and his background is not bad, so it doesn't hurt much. Cough. Brother Fang Fan, Brother Bai Piao, the instructors from all the major colleges are there now, and they clearly want to observe our cultivation base and foundation through the crushing of momentum. Let's do our best to show off. This way the mentors can also remember us. Guisha took a deep breath, talking too much, a little stressed. So what do you want? Fang Fan glanced at Gisha's appearance, a little curious. Cough, it's really nothing. I just heard that those who can call out their own names during this session are those with good aptitude and foundation, so they are naturally attracted by the instructors. So. Guisha raised his eyes, and then strode out. Ghost Sha, a student from the Inner Palace, has met all the mentors here. Gisha let out a roar that really attracted a lot of attention. Most of the students from the Inner Palace on the field are now falling on both sides, and Gisha still has the energy to roar a few times, which is already very difficult. After Gisha made a start, it was out of control immediately after. Those 3-star sanctuary students from the Inner Palace really struggled to open their mouths, but the 4-star inner sanctuary students were more or less able to yell twice. Mao Zun, a student from the Inner Palace, is here. Zhao Dai, a student from the Inner Palace, pays homage to all the mentors. Students from the Inner Palace are wandering around the world. Yan 11, a student from the Inner Palace. Inner Palace student Tuguayajian. Inner mansion, cough, poof. Scatteredly, there were almost 20 or so practitioners who spoke. In other words, there are almost 20 four-star sanctuary students here. Fang Fan sighed silently. The overall quality of the student is really amazing. With such a quality of students, coupled with the comprehensive training of Guangming Academy, after these students graduate in the future, they will all be unique elites. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Xu Yu. Chapter 2320. At this moment, not only more than 80 instructors from the 4 colleges are watching on the high platform, but even the leaders of the major clubs of the colleges are watching. Especially Tiandao Society and Guangming Society. These 2 major associations are the most powerful existence in the school, and they are also the most influential and the most numerous. As for the other small associations, they don't have much sense of existence to some extent. At this moment, the temporary base of Tiandao Society. It's interesting. The quality of freshmen this year is not bad. There are more than 20 people who can speak. Our Tiandao Society will take at least 20 of them this time. In the Tiandao Society, a young man with a ruffian face nodded while talking. Zhuoqiu Yao, can you stop talking such big words? The requirement that the president set for us is that if we can take over half of the job, we are considered qualified. Do you really think that those people in the Guangming Society have nothing to do? In the Tiandao Club, a young woman in a blue robe curled her lips and said, Kui Qing, let me tell you, you women really have long hair but short knowledge. The Guangming Society is nothing. It's all a bunch of trash. They are all pampered young masters and princesses in the major Guangming temples. What can they do for themselves? After entering the Guangming Society, just wait to spend money. You don't even have enough resources for your own cultivation. Day after day, you still follow the skin. Zhuoqiu Yao stretched his waist, and directly demoted the Guangming Society to nothing. Zhuoqiu Yao, it's fine if you say this in front of us, but don't talk nonsense. It's not like you don't know how many backers the Guangming Society has. Just like you, sooner or later they will be offended. Can you save the president some snacks? I heard that you beat up a few of their Xian level students not long ago. This thing hasn't been played yet. When the society comes back, just wait and see. Kui Qing, a woman in a blue robe, curled her lips, and then complained from the side. WTF? I'm afraid of this. That's not the case at all. Don't use the president to overwhelm me. Just like the president, you can knock him down with one fist, believe it or not. Zhou Qiuyao shrugged his shoulders, pretending to be aggressive. He. I don't believe it. Just rely on you. The president has been promoted to a 6-star high-level sanctuary. You're not limited to the 5-star peak sanctuary, are you? You haven't broken through to the 6-star sanctuary until now. Do you think you can? The woman in the blue robe was talking, and then sneered at the side. I thought what was going on. That's it? The president's combat power is weak. What can he do with his cultivation alone? He can still be beaten all over the floor looking for teeth. While talking, Zhuoqiu Yao suddenly became snarky. Just blow it. Wait for the president to come back and see what else you can do. Kui Qing, a woman in a blue robe, curled her lips and said disapprovingly. Kui Qing, I found that you have been targeting me today. There is something wrong with you, very wrong. It is said that you have an affair with the president, is it true? As far as the president's figure, what do you think? Even if you have a crush on me, Zhuoqiu Yao, It's fine. You're so skinny for nothing. While talking, Zuokyu sighed and sighed at the side. You shut up. How dare you say anything? Don't spread nonsense about things that don't exist. I will ask the president to take care of you when I turn back. The woman in the blue robe snorted coldly and roared angrily.